Okay, so I'm not sure you are. I'm back with you very soon. Just sending another message. Okay, so I just sent a tweet to tell you that um, to tell you to click on like, so I know if you want to do more live session or not when we have something like we have today with a very choppy market and um, people wanting to see what's happening. So I'm just waiting. I see for now very few people are connected. So let me check on the broadcaster. Okay. Um, I don't know. I've not done this a lot, so I'm not sure you can see the live or not. Oh yeah, I see somebody. So it looks like it's working. So I'm just doing this because I wanted you to be able to see the chart I have here, the chart I'm posting, and to see it in live action. So as I just said, we went through the 453 million, 880 million option. We have now bounced a little bit on the 658, which is the 38 fib of this inside volume fibs. We have here the one block, and we have the inside volume fib here. And we are now arriving, you see live, we are now arriving to the bigger area I have been looking at. So now all the question is how we are going to, oh, let me check 1 second, I'm just checking okay. So I think John is looking probably. Anyway, so I'm showing that because I think, and I'm pretty sure we should break lower now. We should go through this level here where we have the 2360. Let me change this. So we have here the 2360 fib of the inside fib, 2360, 2140. And we have those green fib here, 2360, 2140 of the swing up. So what I call the swing up, and you saw I explained it already, but what I call the swing up, this retracement is measuring from this bottom to the high here. You see the 0 and the 100 here. So that's the fib I have put on my chart. I will just make sure it's perfectly done, but that's what I have here. And you see we are now going lower on on the Euro USD, we are going lower. So that's this fib I'm speaking about. So let's go back to the 15-minute chart, which is the one I use when I'm trading. So here we have everything. We are now going inside the 38.2 fib of the inside volume fib. You see it's this one, and inside this option block, 658 million of option. That's what I said this morning when I posted it on Twitter. So now we should, you see, we barely, we nearly touched this one. I will do so. Yeah, look, we are going for it now. We are going for it right now. That's perfect. That's really very nice. So we are going to break. So probably we can bounce a little bit on this bottom, but if we are really accelerating here, we will go straight to the next block. Look that. Right now, it's happening live. Very good. So if we break this one, we will go straight to the 1.68 billion. And that's when things will start to be interesting to get long, because we will take this one. Yes. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Great. I'm just posting. Okay. So one second. So you see, we went to this bottom, but we even went through a little bit, went through the 200 for the 4-hour 200 moving average. I am really convinced that we will get through this one, and I am convinced that we can really go through it and take this one. I could not understand why we would have gone so far here just to take the small amount and not take those big one here and this one there. On top of that, we have here, as I say, the 2360, 2140 double confluence of fib. We have the 4-hour EMA, 2021 EMA under it. And we should break this one soon. We already tested it, you see here, several times, once, twice. Usually the third one is the good one. So let's say if now we can break this one and just pierce it, that would be great. I took a little bit of long again at 110.08 here, 09, so 110.097. Okay. So we see we have buyers coming back. They are trying to they are desesperated to get long of it, and I understand it because I want to get long too, but I want to get long at the right place. So I took a little bit here, but I'm pretty sure we will look another 10, 20 pips, 10, perhaps even 18 pips lower before seeing a real good bounce that we would see in between the bottom of this one here, I would say in between 111.05 up to 110.95 or something like this. That's what I think we will get here. I'm closing one ad there, 1 second, because I added something there. So, okay, so we are running. We are going to run a lower. I'm back in a few seconds. I'm back in a few seconds. I will just Okay, so I'm back now. I'm just looking to understand something because some people are chatting on YouTube and I don't see them. So I'm trying to see how it works. I'm not doing that very often. I'm just doing it today because some people have been asking me if I could do something live due to the fact that this chart, you don't have it. So it's a little bit more complicated sometimes to follow it. What I say too is the one of those two here inside this green rectangle will be probably the end today, this one or that one. I think if we touch that one, we should go for that. And we have time because for now, it's only, as you see, it's only 10 to 10 GMT. And those options are expiring at, I think it's 2 o'clock, if I'm not wrong, New York time. No, it's ETC. So they are expiring in about 3 hours. So we have time still to go from there to there and bounce from here. Then I think that should be all for today. And what do we have there? We have this big bottom block of volume. So that's a very strong area from the volume point of view. When I speak about volume, it's because we have indicators that tells us where we had some volume on the trading before. So we know where market makers are. They leave some fingerprints, and we can read the fingerprints. Well, that's what I have learned, and that's what I'm teaching too. And that's how I know in advance where price can go and where it can bounce from. If for any reason we would break this level here, if we break that one, then we just go, I think, directly to the 3.15 billion. So the reason why we went down and we are going down now is because money makers, the big players, they have here 6 billion, over 6 billion euros of option. Okay, so I have to concentrate on trading now. We are arriving in the area and I want to get long. I will get long in that area. You can follow the video. I will switch off probably the microphone for now because sometimes I'm speaking to myself and I don't want you to be listening that what I'm telling myself. Sometimes it's crazy. So we are arriving there. We are arriving there. We should touch that to the bottom, and we are here at 111, 111.05. So we are really not far away from the area of the bounce, really not far. So I'm starting here. I started at 111.065. Okay, we should go back lower. You will see the price going inside this area. We have here the 2140 fib. You see it. We have here the 2360 and the 2 fib here inside. So all this area. Let me put a rectangle if you want there. But all this area is, I would say, the best place inside this big rectangle is the best place to do something now. Okay, so we put it in blue. You can see it in blue here. Okay, so you see we went there already. Price will go up and down now because people are buying like crazy this 204 hours moving average, like always, because they saw price was reacting on it and has been reacting. You see here one, twice. So that's why they are buying it. And they are right to buy the Euro USD because it will go much higher. Perhaps not now, but it will go much higher, as I explained already with the Dixie video I posted earlier. So I will probably let you, I have to concentrate on trading now. You see the 2140, the 2360 with the two black inside here. I will put another smaller thing there. and you will see how, I'm pretty sure how precise that will be. We will see a spike. If that was not the last one, we will see a spike probably going inside that. Let me put it purple so we know what we speak about. Great. Okay, so we have here the purple inside the blue, inside the green. The deepest we go, the more precise we are. So we'll see that soon. I'm back in a few minutes. Okay, that's very good. Very, very good. Nice. Nice move. Nice move. I love that. I love when a plan is working as we want. Sorry, I've been running in the stairs. Okay, great. So I still want this pink here. I will put some size there. I have already one entry there, one entry there. I need to post it, by the way, on Twitter. Great. Where is this thing? Okay. So I was just posting the trade I took. So, you know, I have one entry here, one entry there. I don't think we are flying now. I would be surprised because we didn't took that, but I took some entry because it could be that the pressure of buyer is too big and then market makers need to just average the price here. But I think you will see something on any stupid headline or whatever. They will use that and they will do a spike, like a very quick spike inside this pool. This is a pool here, and they should come to this bottom, at least enter inside here. That's what I think. But we could just start seeing some action and come back and then finally fly up, which is what I am looking for. I forget to bank. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I'm banking a little bit more here. Okay. So I bank 65 pips on the short of the morning. Okay, so I just posted, so the 110, 111, yes, 076, that's where I have the first entry, and I have another one here, and I think we are going to look at that. I will retweet the link just in case some didn't saw it, because sometimes they do so many things that they don't see what I post, and then they ask, and it was already inside the feed. Okay, so now we just wait. It's lunchtime, but I will stay there because I don't want to miss that. Just to repeat that again, we have this first area here. I can even put it till there. Okay, we have this first important area here. We have the second important area there. We have in between this 2021 EMA 4 hours that will give some bounce. Those 21, 2360 fib, 21, 2360 inside volume fibs. So we have everything to stop the price in his free fall that we had since the morning. And we see, if you look at the price action, you see that's a 15-minute chart. Here we go fast, fast. We start to slow down. We have another small acceleration here. And from there, we should see the bounce. We will see the bounce. I'm pretty sure of that. So that's what we are expecting. But it's important to look at price action when that happens. And you can see there too. If you look with those Heikin Achi candle, they show they show more the momentum. Okay, the momentum we have behind the price because they are mix of Japanese candle and some EMAs, AMAV, and things like that. So you see here big bodies, bodies starting to slow down. So price has less strength. Here, many have been expecting a bounce. We didn't get it. We are still going lower. When we will get the first green candle here, inside that, we already have a very nice, I will show it to you, by the way. Let me show you this one. Because we have here, I just need to be careful because I really want not to miss this trade. So this is my setup charts. So this is a chart where I have the Heikin Achi and the regular candle. So you see, this is Heikin Achi, this is regular candle. You see, we have long setup here, and we even have what I call a dynamic divergence. So this is diverging here. I am eyeing on the side at the same time because it's moving. You see, it's moving. So we have a big divergence here, dynamic divergence between this and that. You see it. This is a dynamic indicator. This one is telling you live how price is, if it's exhausted or not. Then this is telling us we will go up soon. And we see here we have this indicator on different time frames. So you see the 1 hour is sending a signal to the 4 hours. I'm sure is not far away from doing it. Let me check on the 4 hour. Oh, so yes, we have room. We still have room. So the 4 hour will probably post then a divergent on the other side. But for now, we are here and we have this, and this is telling us we will bounce. This one, which is called the Emax, is another indicator I use. So what I look, for example, here, I was looking for a bounce and a crossover on that one. Those one are additional things we don't really need. But as soon as you have this, that, and the crossover, price usually is moving up. You see? Crossover here, we go there, and we moved up. When we have the same on the other side, signal, crossover, we go down. It's not as simple as that, but that's how it works. And you can look in many cases here, crossover. Let me put a line for you so you can see it. a vertical line. I put the vertical line right on the crossover here, and you see what happened to the price? It went up and it went up again. So that's the setup I'm explaining you, and that I'm showing. Here we have a signal, we have the crossover there, we move this line to the crossover, and you see the price is going down. Okay, so that's what I'm using with other thing, and then we need the confirmation here. We get the signal, we get the crossover, and we get the inverted color confirmation, which means here we will be waiting for a green candle, and when we will get a green candle here, we know that we had a signal, we had a crossover, because we will have a crossover, and then the price will start moving up. Okay, so I will take the signal earlier, but I will add more size whenever I will get, like here, for example, we had a signal, we had a crossover, signal, I wait for the crossover, and then when I have the first red candle, I add a lot on the second candle. Okay, and then you see an acceleration, and you can see it very well here. You see on the other chart, this is when we got the red candle on the Heikin Achi. I added some short, and you see how we have been accelerating on this candle. It's always happening like this. Okay, so just to say that we have a setup getting ready here, a nice long setup getting ready here. We should have the 1 hour. The 1 hour is already with us. The 4 hour is far away because it was a short setup here, so it won't give us a green signal now. But we will use the 1 hour and the 15 minutes, and we will use all the other things we have on the other chart here. So that's what I was explaining you, and that's why I show you the other indicators. So let's go back to the regular candles, the candle you are using always, Japanese candles, and that's where we are now. So you see we are struggling here because of the 200 MA for hours, but we won't struggle there a lot, I think. As I said, we will go for that, and perhaps even push to this one, the next one, which is another 1.2 billion euros. So of option, people are buying, or market makers are buying options. They bet, okay, the price will be here within 10 days or 15 days or 2 days or whatever. So that's what they did. They have bet that today at 3 o'clock East time, the price would be there. And the problem is it was much higher. So they had to push the price down to make sure they won't lose money. Okay, that's how it works. Because those big pocket people, the deep pocket, what I call the deep pocket, or the market makers, they hate losing money like we do. But those ones have something we don't have, which is thousands of billions that they can move. And when they can move this money, they can just start to move on the market themselves. In between 2 or 3 of them, they can just move the market where they want. So if one had this one, or they were two big deep pocket inside those pool of option here, you have like over 3 billion euro here. They won't lose that. Yesterday, they could not catch them. So today they will do the best they can to get that. And you saw this morning that we had a lot of options on the euro. And here we have another big one, which is the 3.15 billion, another 3 billion here, which means, and that's why I said we would go to 111. Under 111, we had over 6 billion euro of options. Okay? Great. So now we are waiting to get more long inside this move and make money on a nice bounce we will get very soon. I stay here live with you, and sorry, I will just from time to time switch off the microphone because I will be drinking water or doing something else. We are moving now. You see, we are going. Sorry, I'm drinking because when I speak, it makes me thirsty. Okay, so look, the ones that are looking will be happy to. Look where we are now. Let's put a little bit more here because we are just touching the top of this thing and we are not yet on those fib. I think we should come inside this area, okay? We just tweet something now. Nothing that you have not listened. Here you have everything before everybody. Okay. Okay, so for now, I'm just starting a little bit of looking to five pips. Great. Okay, so you see this move will happen now, soon. I cannot be more precise. So here is what I'm looking at with the data that I'm looking, nothing new in the important I can show you this Google. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we just wait and fish now. And we are fishing on the long side. Oh, okay, look this small spiky move. You saw? Sploink! Like this. Exactly. In and out. Just like an injection. And what they come to do is they pump in some position to protect their option that will come. They have not expired yet, but what they are doing here, they came in, they took position, and they will took position for the same amount. So they are averaging the position. They are putting a buy and a sell one in front of the other, or even perhaps more buy than sell, and then that way they know that even if the option or the price is spiking up again, they are protected. They have protected their position. And I think they will do the same here. They are just a few pips away. Now, if we look, it's only 20, 30 pips. That's nothing. That's nothing for them. So from here, we'll see a bounce, probably perhaps up to there, or perhaps a little bit higher. Who knows? It depends. And then we have two options. Or we just bounce from there and they bought enough to cover everything, to protect everything, and they accept a small loss here, or we just bounce a little bit till here or till there, and then we will come back inside and then boom, fly. That's what I think we'll see today. Okay? Okay, I'm banking a little bit more shorts. Another 72 pips from the morning. And there is this story of that's what I'm looking at. You can see it now, but we have this story of geopolitical things. And you see here, I just received that. It's 12:15 my time. We are 12:19. Russian Kremlin says President Putin has informed German chambers, how gas payment in ruble could be made. So this story of the payment in ruble are creating more uncertainty on the market, and uncertainty is not good. So when there is uncertainty, people are looking for safe haven, and one of the safe haven is the USD, even if there is absolutely no reason to believe that USD is a safe haven. But that's how market is reacting for since always. So when there is a risk on the market, they buy USD, they buy gold, and things like that. I've not looked at gold, but I'm pretty sure that precious metal have been flying lately. And that's logical because market is scared. We can look at gold anyway. Where is my gold here? Oh no. Yeah, because the problem is the gold is going lower when USD is going up. So in those cases, they don't buy so much gold, but it will fly back after. Let's just go stay here and don't get mess up with all those things. Okay, so we are inside the first billion pool. You see it? 111.03 now, 111.02. Okay, I'm adding a little bit of longs. And we have those 21, 23 emails that will 21, 40, 23 emails that will provide some support. You see, they have been providing support here. You see there, you see here, you see there, and probably if we go more far away, we will find more support in that area. You see how there have been some reaction in the same area here, and we can go as far as we want. We will find the same thing when price is coming there. So let's go back. Okay. Look, we are on the first inside. We are nearly at the bottom of this thing. Okay. I'm taking little bit more longs. I will just post this thing too. Okay, copy, paste. You see, we have spiked up. I'm long at 111.021. 2. Okay. Here we go. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 position longs and 1 short now. That's normal. Okay. this one here because I want to see something on YouTube. So you see, right on this 2360 fib, right on it we went, exactly to the pip. Okay? That's lovely. That's what we like to do. We like when things are going well, when we can take a trade with a very small risk and a good reward. That's what it's all about now. Okay. Very good. Now, so what I do is, you saw, and that's what I'm doing all the time. When we came first there, I took some. Then we went lower. I took some more. Then we went up again. I closed the first entries. So I keep always the very best entry. That's what we call when we are building a position. That's what I do. So sometimes you see I write it, I close the highest and keep the lowest, or the inverse here. I close the highest and keep the lowest. When it's on the other side, it's the inverse. But that's what I do. So I try to keep it so that if I'm wrong, my risk is small. I could have much more position, but I always try to be careful, especially when it's end of month and when it's in a geopolitical moment like we have now, which is very complicated to trade with. So I just locked that. So as I said, when we will be in a regular environment without this worsening, we will be much, much happier because we will make more money and easier, in a much easier way. And let me check here because I'm looking, where is DXY? DXY. Okay, DXY is back on this other thing. Great. I will show you this one too because we always look at both DXY and Euro USD. And you see DXY made a very nice double bottom here right on the 61.8 fib, which is so important. I mentioned it already. And we stop right on this 233.6 fib. So that means, for me, that means, and that's what I explain, if you look that on a big time frame like we do here, my guideline is that ABC down, which is sending the DXY much lower, and which is sending in, of course, the Euro USD much higher, which is 128.50, the target. On the Euro USD, we have exactly the same configuration. So here, what we see is, let me show you. Okay. I will take off this retracement. I will take off this one, that one, this one, this one. Okay. So you see better. A, B, C. That's what I'm looking at. And you see how it has been working, how it has been holding the price. That confirms it's a good thing to look at. You see here, you see everywhere. Since we have the C in place, we have been bouncing here. We came back higher, but there are reasons for those bounce. If we look at the other fib I put on this chart, which is the red one, you have it's a retracement from there to there. And you see we are playing here in between the green and the red. The red is a retracement. We bounce back on the 61.8 and we are struggling. If we pierce it, we go to the 76.40, 78.6 fib. That's how we can anticipate where price is going to land. And that's how we know in advance or what level we can use to trade. So I go back to the Euro USD because I see it's moving and I need to stay focused on what I'm doing now. Okay, so not a lot happening here. We will spike a little bit more. As I said, we can go straight to that one here, which is the next big block. We can look at that. That's very possible. I will put here the text on the other side so we can see it. Okay, so we have here 1.20 billion, and we have there the other one, which is 1 point whatever, 1 point. I will move the price to on the left. The price, the size of this thing. So we know what we have here, and I will put them on the visual order on the front so we can see them better. Right. So that's where we are. It's now 12:30 here, so which means we have the New York Open in 2 hours 30. So we still have a lot of room to look for that. And we could even, as I said, and that would surprises me too, but we could even look for this area. That would be a big, big, scary move for all the people that have been long this thing. But you see here, we went up, impulsive move down, then we went back to this volume area and we touched it twice, more or less, and we bounced from it for the second part of the move. Now we are coming back inside this area, and that's more or less, let's say it's more or less 2360. If we go a little bit lower, we have the 38 here, the 50%. So we still have room. We still have room up to this 38 fib or something like this. If the move is really becoming scary for the people who are long, and I think a lot of people have been buying it here. They are holding it because they cannot accept that it's going lower, but it has been going lower, and we know why and we know where. So you see, we didn't touch yet the bottom of this option block here, the 167 billion, which is together with the second fib we have here, the 2140 fib. We are going now. Right now I'm speaking, and while I'm speaking, we went there. Okay, good. Now I look back at the setup on the other. I have 5 screens, so I'm looking at that on the 5 screen. Oh, look at that. Hey, well, a lot will be really scared now. And that's when market starts to move, because market, what likes market and what needs market needs to take the stop to make money. Otherwise, they don't make money. If they don't take your stops, they don't make money. The market makers are making money taking the stops you put on your small trades that we all put on our small trade every day. They take us out, they kick us out, and that's how they make profits. So the most they kick us out, the most they make profit. That's as simple as this. So now there have been no real big thing like bombing or whatever to explain this move. The only thing we had is we had a big impulsive move up. We have now a correction that will end in this area for sure. I'm buying a little bit more here. I'm going very slowly on my long position because I know we could get a surprise, as we did since the morning. When I went short this morning here, I think everybody was long and was thinking because of this spike up that I was crazy to be short, but today has shown it was not so crazy. So now we are arriving to the 2021 4-hour moving exponential moving average, which is this one, the 2021 4 hours email. Okay, good. And we are right now on the 2360 fib. So this one is a very good fib. We can spike a little bit under it, but all that, especially this 2360 here with the 2140 and this block and everything that I already explained you since we are live, that will give us a reaction. So I'm pretty sure we get something here or there, like in the next Let me bet. In the next 5 pips, we get a reaction. Let's see how wrong or right I am. Yes, I wanted to look at the setup because the setup is really, really getting better here. I need to check my dashboard. The other thing I have on that thing is on MT4. I have a dashboard which is giving me some indication. Okay, so I see that on the 15 minute and 1 hour, we are very low. Even on the long stochastic, we are at 1 on the 15 minute. That tells us price is ready for a bounce. So we'll get something soon. That's pretty sure. I can show that to you if you find this interesting. That's what I'm looking on one of my screen. This thing is an indicator that I built, which is regrouping all the indicators that I have in my chart setup I show you. So what you see here on this chart that I show you is what I have on the dashboard, okay? It's the same thing, it's very simple. Okay, so that's what we have. And what we see here is that the stochastic, the fast and the slow stochastic are very low on the 15 minute. On the 1 hour, the fast is slow up to the 4 hours, and here too. And we have some indicators. Let me change time frame. We have something showing us we have a long signal on the 1 hour, and we have it soon on the 15 minutes. So we just touch the 2021 email. Okay, you see it right there. I had an order here, so now 110.90, I'm about here, 110.95. Okay. You see, market will bounce now. And I banked 82 pips from the morning call. Okay. Okay, so what did I say? That within 5 pips we would see a reaction. And what do we have? A reaction. So now what I want to see is a little bit of upside move, at least to retest the 4 hours here, this 200 moving average. We should see something in that area, unless we would just drop to this one, which would be really ugly for the people trying to get long. So I'm trying to get long, but I'm taking very shallow stops. So I take like 4 pips, 3 pips on my longs entry. I take small losses. I prefer to take many times a small loss. And then when I am in, I take good profit, and I'm not red, and I'm not holding red for days or hours. I never do that. I used to do it. I slept very well, very bad at night for years. Now I just trade intraday. I keep the green, I kill the reds, and I re-enter on the level I have planned to enter. That's how I trade. So I took some small losses already from here, like -2, -3 pips and things like this, because I am averaging my position, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, yes, we have this one. Let me check again at the setup over there. Well, of course, it's crazily extreme. Crazily extreme. Okay, great. I'm back in a few minutes, but I leave you the chart live, so you have it there. Okay, so I'm back. I'm starving, but I cannot leave that now. So I have to stay and look at it. Sorry. I will just go on a sitting position now. The noise you listen is my desk that is going down. Okay, my desk is landing. I hope the Euro USD is landing too. Okay, so this is the chart I posted. You saw it on Twitter. That's what I'm looking at now. So we went through this 168. We have here another 1 point something billion euro waiting for us. That's inside the big green rectangle that I mentioned. That is the main big focus. And we have here the big volume support that I show you in many occasions. It has been holding the price here. It's not as precise as a fib or whatever, but it's much more stronger because it's where the price has been traded a lot and where big players like, look at that. Look at that. So, okay. So I took a long now at 110.88. If we go on like this, we can very well take off all the option, even these 3 billion over there. That would be something scary. Like all the people that were long euro, they will stop being long, and that's when it will turn back long, of course, because that's what market wants. Market wants to scare people. When they are scared, that's a good sign because it means market has done its job, and then nobody want to get long here. Of course, they say it's too strong, it's too weak or whatever, and then that's when price starts to turn. Okay. So now we want to see a reaction, even as I said, if it's not going to post a new high today, of course, but I would like to see a little bit of action, of a little bit of reaction on the other side. That's what we could see now. Look, 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 look. So if we could just go back to this 4-hour thing there, that would be already something nice. Then we will be struggling inside the 4-hour and the 4-hour 2021 and the 4-hour 200. We will create a kind of conjunction here of accumulation, because what is doing after that, when you see things like this, it's smart money that is accumulating a lot of position when we are inside the range. Let's say this is a 1 hour. Let's look at this on a 1 hour. This thing here, this is a huge accumulation of money. Whenever we come back, they add money and they are taking long, they are taking long, they are taking long, exactly like we did for the one that were following me when we were already on the 113.23 level. If I remember well, we had that kind of big accumulation of smart money. Smart money, a market maker, same thing. It's deep pocket. People like hedge fund, banks, and still like that, things like that. They have a lot of money to play with because they do not play with their money, but they have a lot of money. And when they play on the market, they play heavy, very heavy. So that's why they can move it. When you see where they are putting the money, you know where they want to go. Now it's a little bit more complicated because of the war. Otherwise, it's much easier to read and much easier to trade. Well, at least with my tools, it's much easier because I have no doubt where we go, and I can be wrong, of course, on the long term, but most of the time it's right, and then you can trade with more quietness. You're not wondering if you're right or not. You know that you have seen things and those things are telling you where to go. Okay, so I will put this one perhaps a little bit less strong, the color, because we see nothing now. Okay, so that's where we are. We have this thing here that was the fib we had there, so that's why I have this thing. I will make it a little bit thinner and less strong color. Let's keep it there. Okay. Okay, so we see better now. So you see we touch the bottom of the 2021. Those two lines is the 20 and the 21 EMA. If you use TradingView, that's MTF EMA cloud. So you just put the EMAs 2021, you leave it here, and then you can change the time frame of whatever you want and have a chart only of EMAs and MAs. I have here all my Euro chart, and I have a chart only with EMAs and MAs, and I have a chart only with volume. I have several charts with only volume, several charts with EMAs, several charts with all the studies that help me to take decision and to try to know where we go. Now, let's keep an eye on our friend here, which is the Dixie. So Dixie is inside this volume. It touched the 2360, 2140 here, which is usually acting nicely on it. I will show you this chart. So that's something interesting because you see at the same time the euro went to this EMA. Here we have the Dixie that has bounced from the morning, of course, when we started to go down, posting this double bottom here, and we come back to this 2360, 2140 of these volume blocks here of a consolidation. So normally those levels are acting nicely. You see here, it has been acting. You see here, look at this, right there. So we have a lot of reaction. This one is same thing, is right on it. It's not going up to there. But you see that this is a good level to expect a reaction of Dixie, which means if at the same time we have a level where we can expect a Dixie reaction and we have a level where we can expect a Euro USD reaction and we have some good support in that case and we have a setup and then we have more chance on our side. And that's what we want. We want to have the chance with us. It's not a question of chance, but that's what we want. So wait, I'm just closing something here. Okay. So we are starting to bounce. As you see, we are already 6 pips up. I am 6.5 pips up on my long now. From there, I closed the highest one. So now I'm holding only the bottom. I will post this here because they do not understand then. So break even now. Okay, so we start. You see, we said we will bounce from here, and we are bouncing from here. So I really want now to see something bigger than this. As I said, I want to see like a big green candle going up there. How many time we have left? 7 minutes. So we could post a nice green candle here. Yeah. And that would be nice if it would be an engulfing candle. So engulfing is bigger than the red one here. So we would post a candle that we could go up to there or something like this. That would be really nice. That's what we are looking for. Okay. 1, 2.5. Well, fine. Payment in ruble could be made. Buyers will have to obtain rubles for gas payment with an obligatory opening of a ruble account in Russia Bank. I'm laughing because, America and Europe has said, well, we will make an economical war to Russia, and they will have to do what we want, which means stop the war and blah, blah, blah. And now Russia is doing exactly the same with the gas because everybody needs gas here. France like 30%, but Germany 70% of the gas they use is coming from Russia. So Russia said now we want them to pay in ruble. So to pay in ruble, they need to open an account in a Russian bank. Otherwise, you cannot have a ruble account in another bank. So, and they are at the same time blocking the Russian bank. So they cannot go on blocking the Russian bank because they need the Russian bank now to get some gas. That's funny. That's funny. So of course, and I know I'm pretty sure they are really pissed off in Europe because they feel like they have been catch well in a place where it hurts you, and you can only do what the guy say because he say if you don't pay me, then I do not give you gas, okay? Because I cannot provide you gas for free. So the gas has to be paid. So it's economical war more than anything else. He was not planning to do that, but they started or we started, and now they have learned how to do it, and they are doing the same, which is logical. What else can they do? They need to protect some in a way the economy and I'm not saying I am for or against Russian. Of course, that's not my purpose. And of course, I'm against everything that kills people and any war. War is basically just a stupid thing. Only humans are doing that. Animals have never done this. Anyway, so just laughing when you look at that, how things are unfolding, you can only laugh of what they are doing. It's so it looks like sometimes, even if the consequences are very, very bad and unacceptable, but in a way it looks like child in a school. And it's amazing sometimes how political can be so, how could I say, not they do not look like ready for what they are doing. That's all. Anyway, I stop my comments on that. I think it's better. Okay. Okay. So if you like that and if you want me to do more live session when there is something important like some big move on the market, I can do it because I can do it and trade at the same time. It's easier than writing or posting videos and recording video and then editing video. So if you like this, just let me know on message in Twitter so I know, and then I can use this live session or live trading moment more often. But it's important that I know. Otherwise, if I don't know, well, then I don't know. Very simple. Okay, I'm just going to grab some food. To grab some foods. I'll be back in a few minutes. I leave you with the chart running. Okay, so I just posted that on Twitter. You saw it, but what I'm explaining is what I have said many times. It's easier to show it here. So you see that the Euro USD is bouncing, blah, 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 everything. We had a divergence, dynamic divergence here. We had a complete setup. We have the crossover that I told you, which is those two things plus the crossover is the setup. So then what I look now is on the Heikin Achi candle. This is Heikin Achi, this is regular candle. It's exactly the same chart, okay, with the same tools. So we take off the indicators. So here on the Heikin Achi candles, we have the same setup. What I want is to see this candle or the next one green when it will close green. So this one is already only, well, it has 11 minutes to go, so it's not done yet. But if it closes green, then it will tells us the long setup we have seen is validated. It doesn't mean it's an ATM machine automatically, but it means we can add on this position up to this bottom. Okay, so when you go up, this candle close green. Then if we have a little bit of pullback, for example, to this double body here of the 15 minutes, we can take it as add, or we can use the other levels we have here, like this fib or that fib. We can go a little bit more inside here, and then we can decide what to do and where to add. For example, if we go up and we come back to this 2140 or 2360 fib here, we can add back on it. And that's the great thing about this setup, is when it's confirmed, it gives you more insurance that we can add back with more safety inside the move we already have. Okay. The other thing I will show you, I think I never show it here. I did on Twitter. This is my Euro index. So this is a Euro index made of a lot of Euro pairs. This thing is something I'm using because it's working the same way. It's working with volume blocks and some ABCs and things like that, even if that ABC has nothing else to do here because we broke through the B. So now this one is dead, but we can still keep some, let me move it from there. Okay. So what we have there is we saw the price came back. We had this big wedge. So that's important because something can happen from that. We had this big wedge inside this giant wedge, okay? So what can happen now is that this move here has been a phase breakout move. Then we would come back inside and then we would break this big one and go much higher. And the great thing of it, it's not as precise as the Euro USD chart, but it tells us where we are landing considering all the Euro instrument. And what we saw, we had this down and we arrived right on the big area here, which is, as you see, boom. So we went through it, we come back to retest it. So all the Euro pairs have been doing this movement, all the Euro pairs, and this is a very important place. And now we are bouncing from it. We can go a little bit under it, but this is a big volume area. So if we bounce from here, then we would have a very nice, let's look at it on the 4 hour, it's a little bit cleaner. So you saw, we came back on this level, we bounced from it, we went back here, it was the second touch, so we, after bouncing, Jesus. So we bounce up, we come back here, we struggle on it, we pierce it, we pierce the next one, we go through it again, bounce from it to the peak, touch the top, come back on the middle levels, which is always what is happening in this case. We go to the middle line, which is what we did there. It's the same thing. We went more or less to the middle of the block. And then we come back there. When we come back here, we can expect the next move to be a bounce from there. Okay, you see, we come in, we bounce, we go to the top, come back to the middle, pierce it, middle, boom, we can bounce. Then we will go to the top, come back to the middle and pierce it, and so on. That's mostly how that works. So what does that tells us? That tells us it's confirming something together with all the levels you have already seen. Okay, so that's just something, one of the tools I have to make my decision and to create my view. I mean, yes, to build the view, to make it stronger, to find more confluence of information that tells me, yes, man, you can go there. It's the right place, it's the right direction, and it's the right moment. The most we have confirmation, the best it is. Okay, I will bank some there. 14 pips. What a day. I have the sensation it's the end of the week, but it's not. We still have another day tomorrow. And tomorrow will be hectic because we have NFP tomorrow. Look at this Euro USD. Look at this candle. What I said, I wanted to have an engulfing candle, and we have this nice engulfing candle. So you saw, just let me check if you have the sound, because sometimes I'm speaking like stupid. Okay, you are there. So you see, I said I wanted to see an acceleration here. What we have now, look at that here, which is the setup thing, green candle, 4 minutes to go. So if we close green, then we have a kind of long setup that we could draw like this, long position. You take this thing here, and you have this target. You can put it wherever you want. You have the stops here. You put it very small, and that's the kind of trade you get with that confirmation. Okay, stops here, very shallow stop. You don't need more. So that's where you need to put the stops, and that's what you can expect from this move. Okay, so we need to look at the levels and everything, but that's what we need to do. So that's what we can do with these setups. We can, let me move it, we can take some trade decision. If we come back inside this move, we come back and retest and then we can add inside the position, which is what I do. Rinse and repeat. Add, bank, add, bank, add, bank. Turn, add, bank all the time. Okay, I'm banking. Great, great, great. So if let me take off this one. No, let me take off this one. Okay, now I did it. So you remember we have the Euro index, we have the Dixie level, we have this Euro USD thing, we have those options, we have everything. And now we have this 200 MA that has been touched again. By the way, I will change that one. I know. So if you look on the 4-hour chart, you see, no, you don't see it because we already pulled back from it, but we went right on this thing here to touch again this 4-hour moving average. So you see it here, it was there, right there. So that's what we have it, and that's what we came. Okay, fine. So we have a bounce, which is telling us something. We can still go and look for that one. That would be great. And then we get long again until we get 100 pips up, which is very likely to happen. Not today, but even today could be crazy end of month. Like we go down, and from there we go up 80 pips or 100 pips or whatever. any good news or anything can make this move. Okay, so as I said, we can now struggle inside the 200 moving average and the 2021 EMAs here, which could happen, or we can go and look lower. But we have already done a good part of the job, and even from there, they are just a few pips from the other position, so they could have edged the position. That's the word I was looking at just before. They could already on this move. They are in between. Let me check something. It's not the 50% where they went. I love that. Look, where did they stop? 50%. So what does it mean? Let me put it clearer. That's funny. Let me put it shallower, not extended. Okay. So you see, we take, where is this one? We take the top here, we take the bottom of the two things, and what we have, we see we went to the 50% of that. So if you are a market maker, you have put in a lot of money here. What you do you consider this one plus that one? No, you just mixed everything together and you have one big position that is in the middle. It's more or less the same size. So just to make it very simple, I don't know if you will understand what I will do, but look. You take the average of this one, let's say it's 110.75, okay? 1.1075 plus, we take the middle of this one, let's say 111 plus 1.1102, to be precise, okay? Divided by 2, what we have the average of this. Where did we went? You see it? I don't know if you see that. Look, how could I do that? I can take a line. It was saying 188 something. You remember? 110.88. Okay, that's the average calculation of the whole price. Now you take the place where we stopped. Let me put it big so you can see it well in dark. Where did we stop? 110.88. So I'm not sure you get me, but what they did, they have averaged that, they have edged that, they took the average of the two. We are right on this level when we calculate it, and that's right where we stopped. Very good. Very, very good. So what does it mean? It could mean, it could mean that those two things are gone now. They have averaged it between this one and that one, in the middle of this one and that one, blah, blah, blah. They put it all together. They have melted it. And now they had a big one here that is exactly where we stopped. Exactly where we stopped. That's incredible. And what we can do, I want to do it because I'm pretty sure of the result. I will take the top 111.05 and here the top is 110.80. Okay. So let me take this 1.1105 plus 110.80 divided by 2. It's 110.92. Okay. So I will just make a rectangle and take the tops and the lows. Okay, I put it wherever you want. I put it here. So I say 110.92 will be the top of this rectangle. Oh, it's there. Very good. So 110.92. Okay. So now we will calculate what should be this bottom. We take the bottom of this one. The bottom of this option block is 111. And the bottom of this one is 110.70. Okay, same calculation. Okay, we have the confirmation on the long side. So 11 plus 11070 divided, no, not working, 11 plus, no, it's 1.11, that's why it's not working. Okay, 1.11 plus 1.1070 divided by 2. Okay, 11085. Okay. $110.85. So if we move this one here, exactly in the middle, you see that? So I just merged those two blocks, one inside the other one. I created one of those, doing the average calculation of the price of those 2.5 billion, 3 billion euro. So this is the block. And where we went is right to the middle of that one. So it means I think we are done. I don't want to be too optimistic, but I think we are done. So I am, and we have had the confirmation here. Gosh. Okay, I want to add on this long. I want to add something on this long because what I just calculating is letting me think we won't go for the other block because we already melted. They melted them and they have averaged it and they make the money now. So they have protected the position. That's what I think. Very good. Okay, so let's go back to the 15-minute and then we can get a level where we could add back something. We have the 4 hours here, but we can just pierce it. If they really want, we can just go through it now. So we have this. Okay, I will take a little bit. I just took a little bit here. I will put my stop under this candle, okay? That's what I did. Not a big risk, 3 pips. Okay, so I just added a little bit here because usually when we have the confirmation, the next candle should see an acceleration. So we should see something on the upside. And if that's the case, then I wanted to add. If it's not the case, then I risk 3 pips. That's not the end of the world. Okay. 5 pips, no. Sorry, I'm putting my position, putting the stops right under the candle. 3.5 pips. Good. I will tweet that. So I added here, which was like now 110.48. And the stop is just under the candle. Not 110.48. No, 111 or 48. Okay. Stop is 111. Let me make sure I'm not wrong. 424. Okay, so we'll see if we can get some action or reaction on this move. We are struggling on the 200 4 hours moving average. But if this was just a move to go for there, we should now come back on the upside. Well, I can't believe that they would go for the 112 they have here, but that would be really crazy. If you remember this morning, there was, let me find it. There was option on the upside too, but we still have 3 billion on the downside. It's far away. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. So usually when you add on those setups, you need to add and put the stop on the lows. Or something like this, you would need to, if you add now inside this position, you would need to keep a 13 pips stop. I don't like so much 13 pip stop, so I was stopped out. Now I will look to re-enter, I think. So we are back on the 2140. Yes. Okay. Will be good. So I re-entered. I lost 3 pips. And I re-entered on the 2140 here. A little bit before, by the way, on the bottom of the block at 111. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so I think that's enough for today on the live. I have to do some things with some students, mentoring and trading too. So I need to work on that. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, just let me know, and next time we will do some more.